with my cat Pumpkin. Good morning, Pumpkin. Yeah. How you doing today? Today is Monday, June 9th, and we are here for a little bit of gratitude with attitude, right, Pumpkin? Anywho, I hope you're having a great Monday morning, and I hope you had a nice weekend. Back to the work week, if that's your jam. But actually, it could be Monday evening, wherever you're tuning in from. But welcome. Let's do a little bit of deep breathing, and we're gonna inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. And as you do that, I want you to actually put your hand on your heart today. I saw this yesterday, and I want to give it a try. So we're inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. And as we breathe slowly and deeply, we're actually focusing on our heart center, okay? Our heart and our mind, two different parts, but our heart controls a lot of what we do, and we don't even realize it if we pay attention. So it's where our intuition is. It's where our vibes are. So inhale and exhale. I really have to study how they did this because I found it really effective, the breathing technique they did. And I don't know if I'm doing it right. So just join me. We'll explore. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Good morning. If you're just joining us, we're doing a little bit of deep breathing. Hand on our heart. Inhale and exhale. 2 more sets. Inhale and exhale. Last set. Inhale and exhale. So studies have shown that if our brain and our heart are coherent, we release electromagnetic pulses to the world, which is just wild. Like, I didn't think this stuff actually existed, but it is scientifically proven. So, yeah, I'm studying a lot right now with my quantum physics class. Well, it's the doctorate, and there was a study done, and this is so interesting that they had 2 study participants try to get onto each other's wavelength. They just tried to connect with each other mentally, like in a meditation. And then they separated them and they put them each in a Faraday cage, which is, I don't know how it's made, but apparently it blocks any electromagnetic signals or anything like that. And they showed one of the people in the study that they were still trying to stay connected, some flashes of light. And they registered that their brain noticed the flashes of light. The other person who they were still connecting to telepathically also registered those flashes of light. And this study was done, I think in 1991. It was done a long time ago, and they've repeated the experiment since then, and it has been replicatable. So good morning. Hi, Billy. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I think you may have been here before, so welcome to the crew. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting how we are more connected than we think, and we just have to figure out how to tap into it, which is so powerful. If you don't have a beverage, please grab yourself one. This is a coffee with some vanilla shake. Cheers. Oh, that's great. Okay. Gives you a little caffeine in the morning and a little protein. We're reading from the book The Game of Life and How to Plant by Florence Scovel Shinn. We're on like chapter 4, I think. It's the law of karma and the law of forgiveness. So isn't that interesting? She talks about the Hermetic principles. And oh, welcome back, Kevin. Hi. Okay, so we talked about some examples she had yesterday. So it's about what you put out there, you get back. We receive only, this is the first sentence from this chapter, we receive only that which we give. The game of life is a game of boomerangs, okay? Our thoughts, our deeds, and our words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. That is so true. You know, if you ever notice, like if you're in a good mood and, you know, you see other people in a good mood because you're putting out that vibe. And maybe you're kind to people and then they're kind back. But sometimes if you're in a bad mood, same thing happens. So you just have to be if you're aware of it, you can really have a better day or a worse day depending on you. Okay, so we have a lot more power than we realize. That's the whole message here. She goes on to say, so we see freedom from all unhappy conditions comes through knowledge, a knowledge of spiritual law. Obedience precedes authority, and the law obeys us when we obey the law. The law of electricity must be obeyed before it becomes our servant. When handled ignorantly, it becomes a deadly foe. So it is with the laws of the mind. So isn't that interesting? And I've watched some people talk about this, and they use it, they compared it to the law of gravity. Okay, so you may not believe in these laws, okay? And that's okay. But let's say we're talking about gravity, okay? And you walk toward the edge of a cliff. If you don't believe it, you say, I don't believe in gravity, I'm just gonna walk off the edge of the cliff, you're gonna fall because gravity happens. You don't need to believe in it, it's gonna happen. So it's the same thing with these laws. I'm not telling anybody to walk off a cliff, so please don't, don't read me wrong. But I was just using that as an example. That's gravity is just the way it is. So these laws, whether you believe them or not, they're gonna happen. So you might as well educate yourself and use them, right? For example, a woman with a strong personal will wished she owned a house which belonged to an acquaintance. She often made a mental picture of herself living in the house. In the course of time, the man died and she moved into the house. Several years afterwards, she said to me, "Do you think I had anything to do with that man's death?" Now, this is interesting. I replied, "Yes. Your desire was so strong, everything made way for it. But you paid your karmic debt. Your husband, who you loved dearly, died soon after you moved in, and the house was a white elephant on your hand for years. The original owner, however, could not have been affected by her thoughts had he been positive in the truth, nor her husband, but they were both under karmic law. And the woman should have said, feeling great desire for the house, so instead of saying, I want that house, here's what she should have said. Infinite intelligence, give me the right house, equally as charming as this, the house which is mine by divine right. So you want the right thing at the right time in the right way. And this stuff is so powerful. You don't want to just say, oh, I want this, I want that, I want this. You really want to do it in the right way so you're not harming anyone else and so that you get what is properly yours, okay? Because we can really want something and we may get it, but maybe it's not the right thing for us. So that's really important. To go back to the illustration, had the woman taken this attitude, if this house I desire is mine, I cannot lose it. If it is not, give me its equivalent. The man might have decided to move out harmoniously if it had been the divine selection for her, or another house would have been substituted. Anything forced into manifestation through personal will is always ill-got and has ever bad success. So isn't that interesting? Man is admonished, my will be done, not thine. And the curious thing is, we always get just what we desire when we relinquish personal will, thus enabling infinite intelligence to work through us. So, good morning. Yeah, sometimes the answer to our prayers sometimes is no. That's so right, Kevin, because maybe it's not the right thing for us. We think we know what we want, right? Oh, good morning, M Canavan. Hello. Where are you guys typing in from today? I'm on the East Coast of the US. I'm here with Pumpkin, my cat. Here, let me get you in the frame, Pumpkin, because you're beautiful. Yes, you're very nice. It's so funny. When it's time to do this live, she just jumps right up on the chair. Yeah, all our prayers are answered. Yes, and maybe not in the way we think they should be sometimes, okay? So that is so true. All of our prayers are, thank you, Kevin. That's really wise. Yeah, all our prayers are answered. Sometimes we don't see the wisdom, we don't know the bigger plan, but then over time, hopefully it becomes clear. Sometimes it doesn't, and we just have to keep, keep going and keep doing what's right. And that's beautiful. Okay. So we always get what we desire when we relinquish personal will, thereby enabling infinite intelligence to work through us. So that's the key. So, we could say what we want, but a lot of these folks, because I study a lot of manifestation, they say don't say how it's going to happen because that's getting in the way a lot of times. It may happen in a way better. So you kind of put out there what you'd like. You say, I'd like this, please and thank you. Be grateful for what you have, and then see what happens. Do what's right. Yeah, you will be judged. Yeah, and I don't know about the judging part, because if you do what's right, you don't have to fear anything. You don't have to be concerned if you're lying or cheating or stealing. Those are all very low vibrations. And if you do what's right, you're living in such a high vibration and you're at peace that it's just a really great way to live. And I try to be like that, like all the time, and it's easier because you don't have to remember lies or who you're mad at. If you try to just be at peace with everybody, it's a good way to be. So yeah, you too. Great. That's nice to hear. I'm glad it resonates with you. I'll read a little bit more. Okay. Stand ye and see the salvation of the Lord. She also says you can replace Lord with law. Okay. For example, a woman came to me in great distress. Her daughter had determined to take a very hazardous trip, and the mother was filled with fear. She said she had used every argument, had pointed out the dangers to be encountered, and forbidden her daughter to go. But the daughter became more and more rebellious and determined. I said to the mother, "You are forcing your personal will upon your daughter, which you have no right to do. And your fear of the trip is only attracting it. For we attract what we fear." Oh, that's a good one, right? Yeah, and you try never to lie. Good. I know it's hard sometimes. Anyway, we attract what we fear. That's something to think about. We attract what we fear. So we have to trust and be at peace with everything. Otherwise, we'll attract that thing that we think about and fear. Okay. For we attract what we fear. She added, "Let go and take your mental hands off. Put it in God's hands and use the statement, I put the situation in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. If this trip is the divine plan, I bless it and no longer resist. But if it is not divinely planned, I give thanks that it is now dissolved and dissipated." Okay, so what do you think happened, right? Hi, Full House. Good morning. Guess what happened? A day or two after that, her daughter said to her, "Mother, I have given up the trip." And the situation returned to its native nothingness. So when she wasn't resisting it, when she wasn't fearing it, when she wasn't obsessed with it, it dissipated. And she had to say, divine spirit, let happen what's going to happen. Okay. It is learning to stand still, which seems so difficult for us. She said she'll deal more fully with this law in the chapter on non-resistance. So isn't that interesting? Hand your will to God and as you understand God. Yeah, and you may not even understand. Just say, "Infinite Spirit, take it." So I hope this was helpful to you today, and you can think about that. Sometimes if things come up in your life that you have to deal with, by having non-resistance and trusting, then you're going to be okay. Can someone please help you? I don't know, B Seams. I'm not sure what you need, dear, but yeah. But you know what? You should definitely pray. A leap of faith. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you do need to take a leap of faith, but you love God because you're Christian. Yeah. And you know what? Not every, I think just about all religions have God, an infinite source, the universe. It's all the same God, guys. I mean, it's surprising to me when some religions try to put barriers up and say, we're the only religion or we're the right one. And you know what? I think if you have a good heart and you're doing good things in the world and you're coming from a place of helping others, you should hopefully try to find peace within that. And I think a lot of wars have been fought over religion, and things have been done in the name of religion that aren't, good. So I think it's up to us to be discerning and really look at our religion and say, okay, I do believe in this, and this resonates with who I am. So I think that's beautiful. Oh, the name of my cat is Pumpkin. She is 16 and a half years old. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to put some prayers out to you, B Seams. Single dad with 3 kids. Oh, my goodness. You need a few hopefully you get it all situated. Gosh. Yeah. Oh, Fareeze. Yeah. That's my cat, Pumpkin. She is so cute. She's a good cat, right? Are you a good cat, Pumpkin? Oh, that's her little sister, Fractal. So she was starting to slow down last year. And so I got her like an 18-month-old cat, and they're buddies now. So she kind of perked up. Now she scampers around the house with her little friend. So I got to get done by noon. So my son, oh my gosh, well, yeah, get cracking. All right, get going on that van. I pray it goes well for you, and all the parts go to the right places, and your van works good. Okay. Well, I'm going to sign off. I've got an appointment coming up. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. Same time tomorrow, 8 o'clock on weekdays Eastern time and 11 o'clock on the weekends. And if you want more content just to play in the background while you're working, click on my channel. It's hopefully inspirational stuff. We're going to bless you, and God bless everybody. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Pumpkin.